What is up, you guys? So after forever of trying to figure out how I wanted to lay out this video together, I finally have come up with some sort of a game plan. I want to talk to you guys about my most requested subject, which is how do I get started? You would not believe how many times I get asked this a day, and I'm just being honest here, it does get a little bit annoying because there's so many different ways to answer this question. How do you get started is like asking somebody what flavor ice cream they want. There's so many different flavors to choose from, kind of thing. There's so many topics to go over with how to get started. I just wanted to cover it all to make this as easy as possible for you guys, so that way you're not like me when I was first starting out and ended up quitting 2 weeks later because I had no idea what to do. First, we're going to kind of go into my story of what made me decide to lose weight. Then I'm going to go into how I kind of stuck to losing weight when I first had my first ever in my life binge, and my diet, how I worked out when I was just starting out. This is not going to be some YouTube channel thing that you see where girls who are naturally smaller are telling you what to eat kind of thing and how to stay fit. This is coming from a person who has lost 100 pounds at 13 years old. This is raw, this is real, so this is how I did it. It was back in March of 2013. I was going grad dress shopping. My dad had just got his big bonus and we were about to finally get my grad dress. I had envisioned this nice pretty pink flowy dress. I'll overlay a picture of it. And I went and the lady told me that we didn't carry anything in your size. She said maybe try the plus size section of the store. That was kind of where my heart just sank. That was where the thought started of this is gonna be something that I'm gonna have to deal with for a long time. I'm never gonna escape this suit that I'm trapped in. Every night when I went to bed, I was worried that I wasn't gonna wake up. I was worried that I would have a heart attack overnight and that was the end of it. My life was just over. And some nights, I was okay with not waking up. Sorry. June 19th of 2013 was one of the biggest days of my life. That was my graduation day. That was the day that I was supposed to have my first kiss with my best friend. And I never did. All because when we were dancing, I looked at him in the eyes and I felt so bad for him that he would have to, I felt bad that he was dancing with me, let alone bad that he would have to kiss me just to make me happy, just trying to be my friend, just trying to, you know. I felt bad for him and I looked away the entire time. I didn't enjoy my experience. I never forgot anything about that night. I would pose for pictures and people couldn't put their arms around me and I kind of broke. I couldn't do it. So the next day I hopped on a diet and my excuse for falling off my diet was that I had too much to do. I always had people coming over my house. I was the popular kid. I was the kid that people wanted to be around. And why? Because I could make double chins, because I could make myself look funny. Nobody understood how hard it was to have to deal with being laughed at all the time, but at the same time it was a security blanket for me because nobody really could make fun of me if I was doing it already. That was kind of what really got down in the heart. I guess. I'm sorry, I can't put words together. This is just always emotional for me. Let's fast forward to when I went to high school for the first time. Every time I would walk around the hallways, people would look at me. I felt like the reason they were looking at me is because I was so big, like I looked monstrous. And that was something that really scared me. Like I said, it's like you were being looked at as an alien, as if you have no feelings or you did this to yourself, and all of these things constantly just biting at you. And if you ever said anything about your weight, people would just, you should fix it, you're the one doing it to yourself. And yes, that was true, but at the same time, it's not. I couldn't control the fact that I was overeating myself. I couldn't control that I couldn't stick to things. It's because I had so much stress going on around me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't zone in my mind because I was so focused on people's thoughts coming in and out of my head constantly. September 24th, 2013, my dad was about to go on his gastric bypass. We had went to the keg that night, we had a nice meal, and then I came back and I said to him, I realized that night I'm going to be the only big one in this family. I'm going to be the only person who may not make it. So I talked to my dad for a good 2 hours that night, and that was when I officially had started. I told my dad You have to make sure I stick to this. Do not let me fail. I cannot fail. This is the only time and the last time that I'm gonna try this. Otherwise, I am done. I went in with it, you know what? If I don't do this, so be it. So I was doing good for a while. I started out pretty good for the first couple of days, and then my same old excuse that friends wanted to hang out with me. A person who I had not talked to in a couple months came back into my life again, and I was derailed. I was focused on just being normal, being able to do certain things with everybody, being able to go out to eat and all these other things. And I fell off for a couple days. And then I got to a point where I first binged. I was at a friend's house sleeping over, and I slowly started out eating healthy, and then 5 or 6 snacks later, I ended up trying to eat a whole bag of chips. And my friend told me, I'm not letting you do this. You've already made so much progress. You can't do this to yourself. That was when I kind of dialed myself in. I went and prepared for things. I bought snacks that I knew would keep me held over, and that's when it happened again. I bought these Special K chips and I started eating them, and then I wanted the whole bag, and I started eating the whole bag, assuming that just because they were healthy for me, I'd be fine. And that's when I had to go to the cupboard, and I'll never forget looking at the cupboard asking myself when I went to grab that snack, is this gonna move you forward? Is eating this whole thing gonna move you forward for the next day? Is this gonna do anything for you? And that was where my motivation kind of was. I was always asking myself, always questioning myself every time I would go eat something. Is this gonna move you forward? Is this gonna help you get to your goal? I didn't really have any motivation. That was my problem. I never had motivation to do anything. I was very hard on myself. I was very hateful towards myself. This whole wall right here used to be full of pictures. And I would look at the pictures while I was over in this area of my room, my little apartment room, doing insanity, and I'd look at them and I'd be like, you got yourself to this point, you need to get yourself out of it. And that's kind of how I did it. I was constantly just disciplining myself. I'm not saying this doesn't work for everybody. This isn't a method that everybody should use, but I knew that there was somebody else, who I am now, inside of who I was before. So I was hateful towards who I was before when I was her, and I was kicking her butt. The little trainer inside of me was kicking her butt, and that's what I was doing. That's how I got myself to the point I'm at. That was kind of my motivation. I was just disciplined. I was constantly wanting to move forward. And that's what I tell everybody. You have to ask yourself, if whatever you're doing today, you push to today's limits, I don't care if you feel tired, I don't care if you've had a long day, I don't care if so-and-so is calling you this or calling you that. As long as you went to the gym, you got your meals done, you asked yourself at the end of the day, did I push to today's limits? When you go work out, you're feeling like crap, you feel like you just want to go home and sleep, push to that day's limits. That's always what I went by. I'm pushing to as far as I can go today and as good as I can do today. That was my motivation the entire time, and it still is to this day, to constantly say, did I go to today's limits? Did I push as hard as I could today? Not this week, or not, okay, this was just a bad workout, I'll do better tomorrow, or this, I just messed up once, I'll do better for the rest of the week. It's constantly, whatever I did, did it make me happy? Does it make me feel satisfied? Does it make me feel like I'm gonna be able to continue my lifestyle properly? And that is what brought me into this whole weight loss journey. This is going to be a 3-part series. I was going to put this into one video, but given how much detail I want to put into this, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I want to make sure this is a detailed and just very informational series. This one was more me talking. The next video will be more you guys get to see things. I should have training up next, and then the very last one will be diet. So I hope you guys will enjoy this series, and if you guys do have any questions you want me to go over when I do cover training and diet, please let me know before I upload them so I can make sure that everything is in there that you want to know. I don't know what else to say. I just want to get this video up as soon as possible. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see the next 2 videos and you want to see more of me giving you guys information, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. Give this a thumbs up because that just makes me want to make more videos. I love you guys' support. Thank you for checking me out. That's that. I will see you guys later.